Good morning, everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio. Hoping you guys are having a great Saturday, great start of your weekend, if this is the start of your weekend. Or I should say maybe good afternoon, because it's almost noon. Regardless, I'm hoping you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for coming back. And thank you to everybody that has been interacting with comments on the various videos I've done. I'm getting caught up on those. Responding to those. I really super appreciate it. And the surge of people that have responded to a lot of the videos. We had some great views. So I'm going to do some analytics and take a look at, what make those videos better than these videos. But until then, I've got a couple things we're going to cover today. I've got a second video I'm working on after this one, actually after the gym and after some prep work for a commission project. But that aside, so we have another video coming out later on today. But right now I want to talk about two things: Marvel Crisis Protocol and, first up, Monster Hunter International from Everything Epic. This is a miniature game that we covered two videos prior. One was kind of a preview video prior to the launch of the Kickstarter, and then the second one was the launch of the Kickstarter. And in just a few days, well, it's been a week, and since I've covered that the launch, and they have went from funding within under an hour to they're what, four times? Was that 400%? I don't know how, you guys, the math guys, you guys can put down there. Is that 400%, four times their stretch goal? Anyways, they were looking for 50,000. They're at 221,000 within 7 days. They've obviously hit the mark. That shows how popular the Monster Hunter International series is. And we're going to keep pumping this out. I'm going to get this video put up on a whole bunch of other Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, so more people can see it, because there's probably a lot of Monster Hunter International fans out there that don't know that a skirmish game is coming. So, or it's already live on a Kickstarter. So I'm definitely gonna broadcast this out a little bit more, and hopefully we can get just a few more people at the very least. Maybe a couple 100,000 more. Dollars worth, so we can get those last stretch goals. The reason why I'm talking about this is two parts, or really three parts. First, I am a huge fan. Like, I am just like freaking out, man. I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm super freaking out on this opportunity that Monster Hunter International is going to come to the tabletop. It was already an amazing thing to see it in a role-playing game through the Savage Worlds system from Pinnacle Entertainment. Super happy about that. I backed that Kickstarter. Really excited. And then I talked to Everything Epic in regards to this game. And I've got a bunch of miniatures that are coming. They're kind of like they're not the final cut of the miniatures. It's more like a wave of their pre version, or their we'll call them prototype. They're not really prototype, but they're prototype. We'll just call it that. And so they're sending those to me. I should have those maybe Monday or Tuesday. And I also have the rules for the game. Some stuff I can't reveal thanks to the NDA that I signed. Some stuff I can preview. One thing I'm not going to be doing is reviewing, giving you guys my opinion of the game, mainly because I have a bunch of stuff that is the unrefined product. So I can't review fully without the full product. Does that make sense? And of course, they might end up doing, there's always that possibility that they might do some extra play testing, add some more content. So I can't give an honest review at this time. Later on, good possibility that I can do a review of the game itself, but we can at least preview. And I did get a bunch of stuff to preview, so we'll be doing probably over on Twitch, and then I'll upload it here on YouTube, or maybe we'll do a dual stream on both of me painting some of the miniatures, probably 2 to 4 of the miniatures. We'll probably go with Pitt and one of the bad guys, and then we'll look at somebody else. Maybe I'll let you guys decide who else we're going to paint live or record it if you watch it later, and then we'll actually be able to show a gameplay I won't be able to still, like I said, I won't be able to show you a lot of the material that I have, but I can preview gameplay. So I'm not sure how we're going to work that yet. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, and it's going to drop probably Tuesday, Wednesday, probably a few days before this Kickstarter ends. So if you are a fan, I'm really highly recommending you guys jump in on this. I can't, like I said, I can't give you my review of the game, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about this. So, speaking of, we are just we've not we they let's go with that. They've got a number of unlocks, and they're about ready to unlock their last stretch goal at 225,000. They're about $4,000 away. So their first one that they unlocked was Holly Newcastle, one of the newbie squad. I'm really super stoked about her. She's got some great assets. And then we got Milo Anderson, another staple, solid foundation character, really, for the Monster Hunter International series. From the memoirs, which are kind of like the prequel books, to the present day books. We got double sided maps have been unlocked, which is great, especially if you don't have access to like a neoprene, and that's what a lot of people are using nowadays. The neoprene mats that already have texture or kind of a battlefield map already laid out, or if you're just looking at wanting to play this game version with the already kind of tile or squared off areas. So if you're going to be doing the grid based version of the game versus the measurement based, this is going to be really super ideal for you. And we've unlocked Stricken, one of the favorite, most hated characters I've ever encountered. Hated because I just want to punch the guy in the face. But he is a true, a very complex villain, and that's why I think I like him, but I also hate him so much. He's been unlocked, which is awesome. Then we're down to our last two. Well, technically, since they're are at 221,000, they've already unlocked the spirit cards. They just haven't updated this yet. Gen Con's about ready to roll out, so we probably won't see this getting updated until probably next week. So that's been unlocked, giving more characters, like named big characters from the entire series, but in a spirit form. I'm not sure how that'll be in gameplay just yet, because I don't think I've seen that in the rules yet. And then the one I'm really hoping for before we move on here is Mr. Trashbags, the Shoggoth. We are $4,000 away, which with 7 days left, I would be very surprised if we don't hit that final stretch goal. So super stoked that this is a very, very likely possibility, because it'll be a character that you can use for either the MHI squad or for the other worldly group. So it's going to be a dual use character. Really super excited. I mean, like, I'm like giddy that these are happening. So no, I have not done my pledge yet. I am waiting I have to wait till Monday for payday and all that stuff. Well, for the weekend to be by. Technically, I get paid on Monday. So whenever that happens, then we're going to just buy in. We're just going to do the all-in gaming. That way I can guarantee that I've got all the characters coming, and I don't have to worry about anything. All right. Enough about Monster Hunter International. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and pledge right now. Why not? Let's go ahead and... Oh, but there might be credit card information. We're not going to pledge just yet. I'll pledge off screen, and we'll take care of that later. All right, let's move on to Marvel Crisis Protocol. So Red Guardian got dropped this week alongside Nick Fury Sr. and the Howling Commandos. We've already covered him in the review video of the mini extravaganza. We'll talk about him again later on today alongside some of the Team Tactic cards. But right now I want to talk about Red Guardian and the problem with the Winter Guard. Each of these members, I should say, of the Winter Guard have been pretty lackluster, and this is my opinion. We still need to see their Team Tactic cards. We still need to see how they're going to interact with each other. But right now, I'm not too impressed with the Winter Guard. It really feels like best way I could describe it is somebody made a copy of a character, and they made another copy and another copy and another copy. And finally, we've got this very bad photocopy, like 10, 15 copies later, that it's just kind of like, it's kind of watered down. It's nothing really to write home about, but we're going to do it anyways because we're going to get the miniatures. But they're just really not anything impressive. I'm not impressed by them yet. Yet. We still need to see some team tactic cards. There still might be some great interplay. It's going to take some time to sit back, really take a look at, especially once we see what. Actually, this is the last character. Yeah, this is our last character. So we just need to see the team tactic cards, and that's really going to help sell it. But if they couldn't sell it with the characters, I don't know if they're going to be able to sell it with the team tactic cards. But we're going to take a look anyways, because there are still some, just like with the other three characters, the Urza Major, Darkstar, and Crimson Dynamo, there were still some very interesting elements to each of those characters. But overall, they're kind of underwhelming in my personal opinion. You guys go ahead and keyboard warrior it up if you need to. Put it down in the comments. If I'm wrong about this, then you guys can disagree. Just keep it clean. That's all. So let's take a look. Red Guardian, Nikolai Krylenko. I hope I'm saying that right. He's got a 5 health on both sides, medium movement. These are really good. Size 2 and threat 3, which right now everybody looks like they're threat 3, which makes that is probably the one redeeming value out of the Winter Guard. 4 characters for this team right now, and they're all that's 12. That's a 12 threat, and which leaves you a lot of room. So you could fit in this entire squad, plus give you room to wiggle in another powerhouse that could possibly boost this group up. Okay. He's got a 3 physical and 3 energy defense, which are expected. And then there's that 4 in the mystic defense. Every single member of the Winter Guard right now have a 4 mystic defense. It has to be that Russian mentality type thing, that hardened mind, that hardened nature that they are perceived to have. That's the only thing I could think of, because there's nothing canonically in the comics that would suggest that they have a higher mystic defense, with the exception of, say, Darkstar. Okay, so let's go through his attacks. All of his attacks, his builders and his spender, they're all physical. So the first one up is the basic strike. It is range 2, 5 dice, and at 0 power. He's going to get power after the attack is resolved, so easy power generator there. After the attack is resolved, this is probably one cool thing about this, is if the target character is size 3 or less, you push the target character away. It's not may. You are going to push the target character away range S. So there's no may, or this is a must. If I'm wrong about this, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Then we have the shield throw, which is not all that different from the Captain America shield throw. Range 4, 4 dice, 0 power. You're going to gain power after after it's resolved. So it's his other builder. It ignores line of sight. They don't benefit from cover. The target doesn't benefit from cover. And then you have the ricochet on a wild symbol, which means that you can ricochet it. This attack must target another character that is within range 3 of the original character, and may be any distance from this character. That is weird. This attack must target another character that is within range 3 of the original target, and may be any distance from this character. Am I missing something there? Anyways, this additional attack doesn't do a ricochet, so that's a cool ability, especially if there happens to be people close by. Popping this off is good, because you're going to gain power regardless, whether you do damage or not. Then we have the Siberian Shield Slam. This is his spender. It is range 2, 6 dice, 3 cost. If the target is size 3 or less, after the attack is resolved, it may be thrown short range. Maybe. Really, that's not impressive. the Shield Slam is not an impressive attack, especially for 6 dice at a 3 cost, where you might be able to throw. I feel like there should be something more attached to that, but especially since he has that mutant ability with the energy absorption, I believe it is. It really doesn't feel right that this is all we're getting for his builders and his spender attacks. Then he has a superpower, or a reaction a superpower called Focus Repulsion Field, which is kind of cool. It is a 2 coster, and when this character is targeted by an energy or a physical attack, you can use the superpower, and you can add your blanks to your defense rolls to his success total. So, I mean, when you look at his threes that he has for physical and energy, this actually is a very good power. You should be able to generate 2 power per turn very easily based on your. You should actually, you'll be generating technically 3 power a turn, so you should be able to pull off this reactive power at least once, if not twice, per full game round. That's not too bad in that regards. It's probably one of his better redeeming abilities, and it's not even all that great. But with that 3 physical and energy defense, that this is a big plus, because I believe there's 2 blanks on the dice, or at least 1 blank on the dice, and that increases the probability of his defending by 12 point some odd percent. Let's just say 13%. So not too bad. Then he has an innate ability called Red Guardian Suit. This is another little redeeming a bit. It's not the greatest, but it's still good. When this character is damaged by an enemy or allied effect, after the effect is resolved, if this character is not dazed, it gains 1 power. So he is a bit of a power generator. He doesn't have a lot to spend it on, except for like the repulsion field. Really, I don't know if I would even waste it on the Siberian Shield Slam. I would probably just go with the freebie strike ability. Yeah, you're being forced to push. You have to push the target away, but you're gaining power. So the Shield Slam, if just doesn't really sound like a good ability. But I would probably be saving that power up for the repulsion field and for interacting with objectives. So he's going to be generating a lot of power pretty quickly, it looks like. And then he could easily turn around and be spending it pretty quickly with that repulsion field. I think he's kind of a tanky character. I mean, but still, it's very just meh. In my opinion, he's just there. It's almost like we need to kind of fill out this roster. Let's just do this, copy and paste a bunch of other people's powers on top of this. We'll change the names up to Siberian Shield Slam or Red Guardian Suit, whatever, and make it sound really impressive, and then hopefully nobody will notice. Or we'll distract them with an amazing looking sculpt. And I'm not going to lie, I think that the sculpt for the let's see if we can pull it up here. I think the sculpt for him is really cool. I don't know about the fist bump out there, but I love his pose, and they got the musculature. Just looks really awesome. Like this is what they should have done earlier on. But mind you, they've got a lot more. Their talent really has has grown for their sculptors, and they've got a lot more flexibility because they got a lot more income coming in, so they can afford to do stuff like this. So the models are right now the only thing that are selling me on the Winter Guard. Them as a team, not too impressive. Even they've got some little bits here and there, but nothing that screams, "Oh my God, these guys are going to be a top table team." I could be wrong. It's going to require a little bit more analysis. I want to wait till the rest of the team tactic cards come out, and then I can do a separate video where we break down the Red Guardian and Urza Major, Dark Star, and the Crimson Dynamo, and see what type of interaction is going to go on with these characters, their team tactic cards, their team affiliation ability, and especially if you guys already have some suggestions, who you might want to add in to kind of bolster this team. Not necessarily somebody who we might think might be a member of the Winter Guard, like Say people are mentioning like Black Widow or Winter Soldier or whatnot. But even outside of that, especially since this looks like just the four of them is a Threat 12 team, a lot. I think the average that we see gameplay wise from the statistics was the average is a 17. So that means we could fit in another 3 and a 2, which would be a nice 6-man team or 6-person team, or wiggle in a 5. Like I don't know, like Cassandra Nova. Just I don't know if she would fit in there, but just as an example, or some other sort of maybe a mystic character. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think would be good so far, and let me know what you guys think of the video. So you guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. I will have another video out later on today with some team tactics cards for Nick Fury Sr. and the Howling Commandos, and then we'll wrap that up for the weekend, and I'll see you guys back on Monday or Tuesday. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. I'll see you in a little bit.